Yes, boss. See the topic, man. It's easier to leave a situation that's toxic than to fix it. If you never heard of that before, I'm going to break it down for you, make it real easy for you, man. So here's the deal. Sometimes, yes, there are situations where, we might want to fix a situation. It could be relationship, friendship, a relationship with family members. But you got to understand something. In certain scenarios, it's better for you to leave than to try and fix it. And I'm going to tell you why. Sometimes you trying to fix a situation that's already blown dead is like trying to beat up a dead horse or revive a dead horse. Like, it's completely done. And I'm going to explain that or give you an examples into that, right? It's just like, let's say you're in a family dynamic, friendship dynamic, relationship dynamic. You probably could be getting disrespected or not being appreciated. And there are people who are miserable, who play weird little games as to where they want you to feel bad for something you never did and get you to apologize. And how are you going to fix the situation? When people do those type of things, they're broken on the inside. These are people who have serious mental problems. Because how is it that you can get a person or try and make a person feel like you're the reason why I'm upset? You're the problem. You're the reason for my sorrows. You're this, that, and the third. For whatever the case may be. And then try and play the blame game with them. It's better off you just leave the situation. And the reason being is because you got to understand something. That situation is going to leave you drained. And when you're drained in a situation, how are you going to have the energy to go on? How are you going to have the energy to move forward? Do the things it is that you want to do in life. That's why I said these situations are better off to be left where they are than for you to continue trying to pursue it or fix it or mend it. Especially if you know you're not the person to do it. So think of it like this. You ever been in a predicament where, let's say you were in a relationship with somebody and that relationship went sour, you suffered the heartbreak or whatever the case may be. It affected your everyday life. It affected your job. You probably felt like, oh, I don't want to be here at my job, or I don't want to be around certain people. It affects your everyday life. That's what happens when you go through a situation that can leave you drained, frustrated, and heartbroken. It's best off you what? You leave it dead. And understanding this, you choosing to leave a situation dead or for what it is you choosing better. You're choosing peace. You're choosing to take the higher route. Because you're not trying to conform to a situation that's going to leave you what? Stuck and broken. And I stated this all the time if you listen to me. You being in a situation that's toxic or not good for you, it can leave you stuck there for years. There's some people who've been in a broken heart situation for years and still don't know how to come out of it. That's why those situations, you leave them where they are, right? As well as that, fear of conflict. Sometimes there are some people who are very much combative and they'll do whatever it is that they can to escalate a situation or bring it to the next level as to where it's like the point of no return. And these are how situations can become what? Blown out of proportion. The horse can be beaten to the point where it's no longer alive. Because there are some people who take their anger and they bring it to an all-new, all-time high. And they don't sometimes sit back and think about how the situation could have been either de-escalated or who's the wrong person or how can they be the bigger person. There are some people, they take toxicity and pettiness to an all-new high. So that's one of the reasons as to why you probably might want to leave the situation right where it is. Fear of conflict, especially if you're a person who you're not very well with conflict or you can get baited into conflict, you don't know how to walk away. And you got to understand this as well. There are some people who are very much petty and toxic where they will not allow you to walk away until either they feel like they've won the argument or they've gotten their point across. There are some people like that. So that's something that you have to be very much wary of, right? Next, past experiences. You got to remember this, and this is very vital. If you know that you were in a predicament with a person and it's like, yo, we can never move forward. It's like we find ourselves on the hamster wheel. You find yourselves walking on eggshells. It's like the relationship, friendship, whatever the dynamic is, it's not progressing or elevating to a higher place. It's like it's going down, or we get to going and then we stop. We get to going and then we stop. Or we take like a couple steps forward and then we're right back to square one. That's a blown dead situation. And that's a situation you got to understand. Past experiences are something that you never forget. Yes, in life you forgive, but never forget. That's very important. If you know how a person made you feel, you remembering how you felt in that state can help you make a better decision so you don't have to put yourself back in that predicament. You get what I'm saying? Example, you know a person always cheated on you. Don't think that the new smile that they put on, hey, I've changed my ways and I'm ready for us to do this thing again. That don't mean that they changed. Let me tell you something. Actions without like words without actions is like a form of manipulation if you think about it. Because think about it. Actions speak louder than words. I can tell you something all day long, but if the evidence doesn't meet the claim, then what? It's a lie. You feel me? I could tell you all day long, oh yeah, I've changed my ways or this, that, and the third. That doesn't mean that that's actually what the situation's going to be. You get what I'm saying? Next into that, right? Lack of support. And you need to understand this. This is very important. Chances are if you've been in a toxic situation or a toxic dynamic, you probably have told that to somebody. Somebody has seen it or somebody's aware of it. Either family, friends, or whatever the case may be. When you're in a toxic environment like that, don't really expect to get too much support because I'm going to tell you why. Whether you believe it or not, if you're a person who somebody loves you or they care about you, your problems can in terms become their problems. So if you're in a relationship where you're not being treated the way you should be and that person knows you're a person of value or a person who you deserve the world or you deserve better, they're not going to stick around to listen to you and your BS ass stories when you, oh, this person cheated and they did this. You know how friggin' sick and tired I be hearing of them friggin' stories? Bro, I make sure I forewarn people. Listen, dog, whatever your situation is, that's you. Whatever makes you happy is what makes you happy. But from here on out, dog, I really just rather not hear anything. And I'm going to put it down, like lay down the laws of the land so you understand, oh shit, yeah, I think this is a bridge for this conversation that might have been burned. We're still friends. But when it comes to those aspects, if it's just like a person saying, hey, I'm hungry. Somebody's giving you food. I don't know if I want that kind of food. Then you're not really hungry. Some people, oh, I'm in a toxic dynamic. Some people, they just love it. Just let me drown and just lock myself in the toxicity. Some people don't want to hear that shit. And what people fail to realize is if you keep on putting yourself back in these predicaments or you keep putting yourself back in these fucked up ass dynamics, you're going to be that person where it's like, damn, nobody else wants to listen to this my story anymore. It's just like example. You ever heard of a dude or a woman telling you, oh, he or she treated me like crap, but then they're right back over there again? You love the fuckery. You love the bullshit. Whenever I see somebody do that, bruh, good luck with it, bruh. Have fun. Don't ever, listen, don't ask me or don't tell me nothing about I don't want to hear the fucking stories. That's where you're going to feel bad. Because why? Yo, this person really did care, but you're dragging in people into your mess and wrapping up their emotions with your BS and you're not trying to change. So guess what? You have to move according. That's why I said, hence, it's easier to leave a situation than to what? Than to fix it. Here's another grand one that people don't know about, and it's very important. You get immediate relief versus like a long-term solution. So I'm going to explain that to you, right? If you know a person is hurting you, right? Why would you want to stay there? Some people stay there because, hey, I believe that this person can change. Guess what? Maybe they can. But sometimes you trying to play like you're God or you're trying to force a person to show them, hey, I love you. Change. That's not good enough. Sometimes change happens when you walk away and you put distance between you and that person. Because that goes to show you how much you're not playing with them. You get what I'm saying? And if a person really wants you or they value the situation or value the friendship or value the relationship, they'll very much do some form of a changing or do some inner work to make sure that they don't jeopardize the friendship or the memories that you two have. You get what I'm saying? You got to understand this. That comes from immediate relief. Yes, it sounds easier than done, but if you think about it, you're in a toxic dynamic. you're not being respected or appreciated. And it's not one of them situations where you change the wording to make yourself feel better. Like, no, I think I am being appreciated. No. Are you happy there? Is this the life you envision? Some people just love the feeling of being wanted. You get what I'm saying? But they're not actually experiencing those true feelings of it being on a reciprocal or it's a symmetrical type of thing. Same on one side, same on the other. You got to realize this stuff. You putting distance between you and that person, or you and the pain that you feel, or you and the steady constant playing the games, that's the faster you can feel a relief. Versus you staying in the toxic dynamic, staying there, getting your emotions roller coastered, like just playing with your ass. Just, I'm going to do whatever the hell it is. I'm going to just play with you. Bro, sometimes you got to understand this. If you don't understand human nature, there are people who get like a major high out of roller coaster in your emotions. There are people who get a major high off of knowing that, yo, this person, they put me before they put themselves. Like, yo, I can do whatever it is I want. You got to realize these things. Giving yourself a form of an instant relief is understanding that what you deserve better. You're not a toy, bro. Some people like having their emotions toyed with because it makes them feel so good, or it gives them that extra for, oh, I can't eat for the day. This must be what love feels like. No, you got to understand that if you want to feel better, or you want better, you would go towards that. Even if you don't know it, you would seek out and try and find better. You get what I'm saying? Not saying you go hop to a next person, but you seek some form of answers so you can make the applications to your life so you can have a better tomorrow. You feel me? Lastly, and this is very important, this is why I warn people, dog, self-preservation. The longer that you stay in a toxic dynamic, toxic dynamic is the more that it's going to burn you out, or you feel conformed to it. Mind you, as I said, me being raised by a lot of foolishness and confusion that my mom put on me, I believed it. Sometimes I wish I had an outside answer, certain people to show me certain things, but I had to realize something. Me putting trust in my mom, that my mom is going to do the right thing, she's going to do right by me, that's where I kind of screwed myself. Me staying in a toxic dynamic, it kind of gave me that feeling of being burnt out, where I don't really care as much. And this is why I say I don't want you to get to that state. Understand where you're at. Yo, you can't take this no more. Yo, I can't deal with this person no more. So you got to make sure you set yourself up for the W so you don't have to go through that. Mind you, as I stated, bro, I literally went through hell and hot water with my mom. And my mom showed me when shit hit the fan, she doesn't really care about me. And when me ignoring certain signs and certain stuff, I kind of put myself in harm's way that way. Hence, leading me to feel burnt out. I don't care. So you want to understand self-preservation? Self-preservation is saving yourself, preserving yourself, making sure that you're able to last. I don't care. And I'm going to tell you real, I don't have an attention span for the whole certain friendship or relationship. You have to try your hardest, and that's still not a guarantee for you. That's how much I've been burnt. I don't care. And this is why I say this repetitively. In life, make sure you recognize, try and be as aware as possible. You're not going to know all the answers, but be aware. Pay attention to how you feel. Pay attention if this person is making you feel like you're not worth it, or if this person is roller coastering your emotion. The longer you stay in these situations is the longer that you choose to accept the BS, dog. That's why I tell you these things. You feel me? That being said, remember this. Words can help you. They can hurt you. But here on my channel, I just want to uplift you because everybody's a champion. Nobody's a loser, man. 440 for the world. Just understand this in life, bro. Sometimes it's better to leave a situation than to try and fix it, because you choosing to leave the situation is actually you choosing to save yourself versus you trying to save somebody who doesn't want to be saved. You get what I'm saying? Save yourself, bro. Preserve yourself. Don't burn yourself out on situations and people that probably wouldn't give a hell about you, or they're waiting for the next moment that they can, discard you and toss you away like you a throwaway or something, like you never mattered. You get what I'm saying? 444 the world, man. Peace.